What if everything you've been told about manifestation was backwards? What if it's not about doing more, thinking harder, or mastering some elite secret, but about unlearning, about peeling back the noise to rediscover something astonishingly simple, yet infinitely powerful? You see, the real reason manifestation feels so complicated isn't because it's hard. It's because it's been buried beneath layers of misunderstanding, distortion, and control. From spiritual marketing to half-truth teachings, we've been led to believe that creating our reality is some mystical challenge, reserved only for the enlightened, the lucky, or the obsessively disciplined. But here's the truth. You are already manifesting right now. In every breath, in every belief, in every vibration you carry, you are the creator and the created, the projector and the screen. The lie was never about whether manifestation is real. The lie was in how far they tried to place it from you. In this video, we'll dismantle the illusion. We'll decode the simple, elegant mechanism of manifestation, one rooted in quantum reality, energetic alignment, and the forgotten power of your own being. You don't need more effort. You need more presence. You don't need more tools. You need more truth. Because once you remember how it really works, reality starts responding immediately. For centuries, the truth about manifestation has been wrapped in veils of ritual, doctrine, and contradiction. People were led to believe that creating their reality required exhaustive effort, rare skills, or divine luck. But this illusion of complexity wasn't an accident. It was engineered. When you make something seem difficult, only a few dare to attempt it. And when only a few attempt it, even fewer succeed. The truth? Manifestation is your birthright. It's not something you earn, it's something you remember. The confusion begins with language. Words like manifest, vibration, and alignment sound esoteric to the untrained ear. But in essence, they describe natural processes already happening within you. You've manifested before. Every relationship, every coincidence, every twist in your life's story. But without understanding, these manifestations felt random. What's been hidden is the how, not because it's too complex, but because it's too powerful. There's a reason ancient mystery schools encoded knowledge in symbols and stories. If you give someone raw power without wisdom, it backfires. So, spiritual systems cloaked the truth in parables. But today, with consciousness rising, that veil is thinning. The universal mechanism of creation isn't complex. It's precise, like tuning a radio. You don't need to build the tower. You just have to dial in the right frequency. The lie served an outdated structure. Religions, industries, and even spiritual gurus benefited from keeping people dependent. By making manifestation sound mystical or elite, they maintained authority. But now, we're entering an age where empowerment overrides control, where direct experience replaces blind belief. You don't need intermediaries anymore. You are the technology. And so, the first awakening is this. Manifestation isn't hard. It's not something outside you waiting to be summoned. It's a reflection, an echo of your energetic signature. The only real complexity was the illusion itself, carefully crafted to keep you questioning your power. But once you see through it, the game changes, radically. Everything in this universe is vibrating, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, even the so-called empty space around you. But vibration isn't just a side effect of matter, it is the language of the cosmos. Every manifestation begins not with action, but with resonance. The universe doesn't hear your words, it feels your frequency, and your frequency is the blueprint of your life. When ancient mystics said, "As within, so without," they were pointing to this vibrational truth. What you project into the field, you receive in kind, not in a moralistic way, but in a purely energetic one. If your dominant vibration is rooted in fear, scarcity, or self-doubt, you'll notice your external world mirroring that. If you shift into trust, abundance, and presence, that mirror changes instantly, because the field only responds to what you are, not what you pretend to be. This is where most people get lost. They speak affirmations with their lips while vibrating lack with their being. They visualize abundance while emotionally bathing in fear. But the universe isn't responding to your conscious effort. It's responding to your electromagnetic signature, your coherent or incoherent frequency. The heart and mind must speak the same language. That's when manifestation becomes inevitable. Science is catching up to this wisdom. Studies in quantum physics and neurocardiology show how your thoughts and emotions emit measurable fields. Greg Braden speaks of heart-brain coherence, when the rhythm of your heartbeat aligns with the intention of your thoughts. That's when your signal gets clear. That's when the field responds with clarity. You stop sending mixed messages to the matrix of creation. So understand this, vibration isn't metaphor, it's mechanism. And once you learn to tune your inner frequency, you stop chasing outcomes. You become the attractor. You stop screaming into the void and start harmonizing with it. You're not begging the universe, you're becoming the code it responds to. Here's the paradox that confuses many seekers. You can think about something every day and never manifest it. Why? Because thoughts alone are not the creators of your reality. Your state of being is. Thought is a tool, a spark. But it's your emotional and energetic state that programs the field. That's the transmission. That's what the universe listens to. This is why someone can say all the right affirmations, visualize for hours, and still feel stuck. If the underlying frequency, the emotional truth, is fear, self-doubt, or unworthiness, then that becomes the signal sent out. The field doesn't respond to words, it responds to coherence. And coherence happens when your inner world is aligned, your thoughts, emotions, and body all speaking the same truth. Neville Goddard taught this in his own way. You must enter the state of the wish fulfilled, not just imagine the thing, but become the version of yourself who already has it. When your nervous system relaxes into the feeling of already done, manifestation becomes effortless. Why? Because you are no longer reaching. You're remembering. You're not creating from lack. You're emanating from alignment. Modern science supports this. Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks of changing your brainwaves, tuning into elevated emotions like gratitude and joy before the evidence appears. This shifts your biology and your electromagnetic field. In that elevated state, your brain stops reliving the past and begins broadcasting a new signal to the quantum field, the signal of creation, not survival. So manifestation isn't about more effort, it's about better alignment. It's about cultivating the inner chemistry of what you desire before it arrives, not to trick the universe, but to sync with it. When you become the version of you that already lives the reality you desire, you collapse time. You move from thinking about to being in, and that's where the magic begins. Most people believe they are consciously shaping their lives. But neuroscience tells a deeper truth. Up to 95% of your thoughts, emotions, and decisions are governed by the subconscious mind. It's like a background operating system, running the show while your conscious self thinks it's in charge. And this subconscious programming is what generates your vibrational baseline, your default energetic broadcast. This means you're not just manifesting from what you want, you're manifesting from what you believe, even if you're unaware of it. Beliefs around money, love, health, and self-worth, all imprinted during early childhood or through emotional trauma, act like filters. If you subconsciously believe you're unworthy of love, the universe will mirror that belief, no matter how many vision boards you make. Bruce Lipton's work in epigenetics shows us that our biology and behavior are not fixed by DNA, but by perception, and perception is rooted in the subconscious. That's why subconscious reprogramming is not just a spiritual practice, it's energetic hygiene. Techniques like meditation, breath work, self-hypnosis, or EMDR work not by adding more thoughts, but by dissolving outdated patterns that no longer serve your frequency. This is the spiritual equivalent of decluttering. You don't manifest a new life by stacking desires on top of old wounds. You manifest it by clearing the channel. When the subconscious mind is no longer sabotaging your conscious intentions, your energy becomes clean, potent, and focused. And when your signal is pure, the universe responds without distortion. The power lies in awareness. The moment you identify a hidden belief and transmute it, not suppress it, but lovingly rewire it, you shift your entire point of attraction. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as realizing, this story I've been telling myself is not even mine. That's the moment the matrix begins to shift, because now you're no longer just reacting, you're creating, consciously. There's a hidden irony in manifestation that trips people up. The more desperately you want something, the more energetically you push it away. Wanting, in its usual form, radiates lack. It signals to the universe that what you desire is not yet yours, and the field, being a perfect mirror, reflects that absence back to you. You don't receive what you long for, you receive what you match. This is where so many get caught. They believe desire alone is the magnet, but desire laced with lack becomes resistance. It's like tuning a radio to 88.5 FM, but hoping to hear what's on 105.9. No matter how badly you want the song, it won't come through until you shift your frequency. Emotionally and energetically, you must move from I want to I am ready to I already am. This isn't about denial or pretending, it's about alignment. When you shift into gratitude for what already is, you create the emotional conditions for more to come. You open the channel. You become receptive. Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not wait until it's fulfilled to feel it. The universe doesn't deliver to beggars. It delivers to vibrational matches. Even the most potent desires must be released. You must want without needing, intend without gripping. This is the art of surrender, not giving up, but letting go of energetic friction. Because when your field is relaxed, open and trusting, life flows to you. You become the space in which creation can happen. That's when synchronicity appears, doors open, and manifestations arrive seemingly out of nowhere. So the shift is simple, yet profound. Move from longing to embodiment. Feel now what you thought you'd only feel after, because energetically there is no future. The field responds to your now. When your now is saturated with trust, joy, and expectancy, there's nothing left to chase. There's only alignment, and receiving becomes natural. Manifestation isn't about pulling something in from outside. It's about tuning yourself to a version of reality where that desire already exists. Like adjusting a radio dial, you shift your frequency, and suddenly the desired station comes through. It was always there, but until your vibration matched it, you couldn't hear it. This is the real alchemy, becoming the resonance of your highest vision. Every emotion you feel is a vibrational state. Joy, gratitude, love, they elevate your frequency. Shame, guilt, fear, they constrict it. When you understand this, you stop chasing things and start cultivating states. Want to attract abundance? Tune into generosity, worthiness, and trust. Want to call in love? Tune into wholeness, joy, and self-respect. Because the universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. This is not a metaphor. Frequency is measurable. HeartMath Institute research shows how emotions like appreciation expand the heart's electromagnetic field, creating coherence. And when you're in coherence, you're in harmony with creation itself. This is why practices like breathwork, gratitude journaling, and ecstatic movement work, they shift your state, your chemistry, your signal. You become the beacon. Imagine your body as a tuning fork. When you vibrate with fear or doubt, you attract realities that echo those tones. But when you vibrate with confidence, peace, or awe, you shift timelines. You move into the quantum corridor where your desired life is not only possible, it's probable. Not because you forced it, but because you finally matched it. So manifestation is not a task, it's a tune, a daily rhythm, a song you remember how to sing with your whole being. You don't need to beg the universe. You need to become the frequency that your desire is drawn to. And when you do, you'll notice things begin showing up, not because you chase them, but because you finally aligned with the version of you who already lives them. In quantum physics, there's a mysterious phenomenon known as the observer effect. The act of observation alters the outcome of the experiment. In other words, consciousness influences reality. This isn't just science, it's sacred truth. You are not a passive participant in this universe. You are a co-creator. Your awareness collapses infinite possibilities into a singular, tangible experience. Every moment, countless timelines exist in potential. There is a version of you who is abundant, healed, in love, free. And there is a version of you who remains trapped, fearful, or stuck. What determines which version becomes real? Attention. The timeline you observe, energetically, emotionally, consistently, is the one you solidify. You collapse potential into form with focus. This is why your inner dialogue matters more than outer effort. If you observe your life through the lens of limitation, you strengthen that reality. If you observe through the lens of possibility, you begin to shift. Your attention is like a spotlight in the quantum field. And wherever that light shines, reality begins to organize itself accordingly. Nassim Haramein and other unified field theorists echo this. The universe is not a cold machine, it's a dynamic, responsive field of intelligence. And you are entangled with it. When you hold an intention in pure awareness, not from desperation but from clarity, you send ripples through that field. You become a conscious observer collapsing beauty into being. So when it comes to manifestation, stop asking how will it come and start asking what am I observing now? Because your dominant observation becomes your dominant vibration, and that vibration becomes form. Watch yourself not through judgment, but through sacred presence. Watch your desires not as distant dreams, but as realities waiting for your recognition. The final key, and perhaps the most revolutionary, is simplicity. In a world that rewards complexity, noise, and endless striving, returning to the simplicity of being is the most radical act of all. Manifestation is not about stacking techniques or chasing more knowledge. It's about remembering how energy naturally flows when it's not blocked by resistance, doubt, or fear. Creation is effortless when you're in alignment. Look at nature. A tree doesn't strive to grow. It simply aligns with sunlight, water, and soil. The seed already contains the blueprint. In the same way, your desires are not random. They are codes, seeds of future realities already encoded within your soul. Your job is not to force their unfolding, but to create the inner conditions for them to bloom. That inner condition is simplicity, stillness, clarity, coherence. The more you simplify your energy, the more potent your vibration becomes. You stop scattering your attention. You stop second-guessing. You release the noise of "am I doing it right?" and fall into trust. Manifestation isn't a performance, it's a return to presence, breath, embodiment, and pure signal. Sri Aurobindo spoke of the divine life as a natural unfolding, not a conquest. And this is the hidden power of simplicity. It brings you back into flow. When your nervous system relaxes, your field expands. When your thoughts quiet, your intuition speaks. When your energy is clean, life responds without delay. You become like water, fluid, open, magnetic. So instead of adding more to your practice, ask, what can I release? What is complicating my signal? What am I clinging to that disrupts the flow? The most powerful creators aren't those who try the hardest. They're the ones who trust the deepest. They understand the paradox, that the simpler the path, the stronger the manifestation. Now you see it, don't you? The power was never in some distant secret or rigid formula. It was always within you, in your state, your frequency, your felt knowing. The more you strip away the noise, the more clearly you hear the song of creation, the song that says, you are not separate from what you seek. You are it. They lied to keep you seeking outside. But the moment you tuned inward, into coherence, clarity, and quiet trust, the game changed. Reality became malleable. Timelines became fluid. Manifestation became not a task, but a natural byproduct of your being. So breathe into that. Feel your own resonance shifting. You don't need to chase alignment anymore. You are alignment. And the more you live that truth, the more the universe bends toward your frequency. If this transmission stirred something deep in you, if a veil just lifted, then like, share, and subscribe to the Cosmic Awakening channel. This isn't just information, it's initiation. And your journey has only just begun.